Previously on Relatable's Baddies Book Club. Nesta's like, respect? You want to talk about fucking respect? What about how no one's told you yet? What about how you and your pretty little high lord have this perfect relationship, but he hasn't even told you yet? And she's like, told me what? And Nesta goes, oh fuck, I fucked this shit up, but I'm following through. Fuck it. About the fact that when you have that baby, it's gonna kill both of you. Dun, dun, dun.
Welcome to Relatable's Baddies Book Club, where we will embark on a journey reading some of the finest pieces of literature you have ever laid eyes, or ears, if that's your preferred way to consume a book, on.
Oh, no. A Court of Silver Flames, chapters 51 to 60.
Yeah, shit got juicy.
I had fun.
I had fun too, man.
I had a lot of fun. I read most of these chapters
Oh, really?
because I've been listening
Yeah.
on the dramatized audio, and I read the first 8 of these chapters.
Oh.
And I finished the other 2 this morning, so
Okay.
it's fresh in my mind.
Okay, good.
And there's a lot of things in my mind that I don't want to ever leave my mind.
I know. Did you see the TikTok I made reading it to Beth?
No.
Oh,
I don't watch your
man.
TikToks.
I fucking... Your dog, eh?
Was it this morning?
Some friend. No, I did the other day. I might have done it 2 days ago. I was reading and I read it, put the book down. This is like chapter 40, by the way. Sorry. This is like chapter 50.
Is it one of the dirty ones? Oh, okay.
And I went and I was like, fuck this, I'm making a TikTok. I went and I read it to her and I was like, can I read you this? This is probably the schmuttiest it's been. This is crazy. And maybe when I might read just my favorite. It's crazy that Sarah J. Maas wrote it.
The CUNT bit?
Yes, bro!
That's what I thought. I went back and I was like, are you sure she wrote that?
I know. I read it. I was like, oh my God. And then the part where he just blows his load in her and it's just dripping down her thighs. And he goes and he's like, you have no idea what you've started. And then he starts flicking her bean and she goes, oh, and then I came again. And I was like, fuck! What the fuck?
It really feels like, what's the time difference between A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Silver Flames? How many years?
It's creeping up to 3.
So it's only 3 years since the difference between the first and the 5th book have came out.
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
I think it's
'cause
creeping up to 3.
A Court of Thorns and Roses feels like Sarah J. Maas was 18 and now she's like 30 and kinky.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Or she's like, these guys are hooked. I'm going to do whatever.
Legit, though.
Which we are.
So, yeah, very happy. There is actually some other cool shit that went down, but...
Very cool.
Chapter 51. So, we left off where they were at the lake and she had just bawled her eyes out to Cassian, right? And so we start chapter 51 with Emery saying, so you're telling me you disappear for a week, go on a fucking 3-day hike with Cassian and then stay at a lake and just train.
Yeah, just train.
You didn't fuck him at all.
Come on.
And then Nesta goes, there might have been some fucking. And then a little inner monologue from Nesta was like, yeah, bro, all we did was train and fuck and train and fuck. He had me in every position on every single centimeter of that fucking lake, bro. Holy shit.
Might I just say, that was my prediction.
Oh my God.
It was easy to see, but I still got it right.
And she's just come back and Emery's kind of like, so what, you're back and now you're just a sword master.
Yeah.
And Emery's like, what the fuck? Like,
it is quite hard to comprehend sometimes how Cassian, Azriel, and Rhys go on about training takes forever.
Yeah.
And now, week by week, all these priestesses and Nesta and everyone's just beasts.
they barely jump a month. There'll be one part where they go 2 months later. Like,
What's
oh
the
my
time
God.
span of this book? Because A Court of Frost and Starlights was a month, I think.
Court of Frost and Starlight was chilling.
Whereas this one, is this like a year?
It's over a pretty decent amount of time.
Yeah, someone let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
it feels
what's
like it is.
the actual timeline? I'm gonna say nearly a year. It's
Yeah.
getting there for sure because there was a part in this where they jump 2 months, 2 full months. So yeah. Then we're at training, right? So that's where we were just at, and Gwyn, there's this thing that they've anchored somewhere into the training area. And Gwyn is tying a ribbon, like a long ribbon that's hanging down from it. And they're saying, what's this all about? And Cassian goes, this is your final test to become a Valkyrie, right? if you can cut that with a sword, you're a Valkyrie.
Hop, skip, and a jump, by the way.
You're a fucking Valkyrie.
You're a Valkyrie.
You're literally a Valkyrie if you can cut that shit with a sword, right? And so they all have a crack at it. And the sword, and like, they swing as hard as they can. And this ribbon just like they don't even cut the ribbon at all.
I kind of want to try it.
Yeah.
In my head, when Gwyn explained it, I was like, or was it Cassian who explained it? Whoever explained it.
Yeah.
I was like, this seems so easy.
Yeah. Also, I was just thinking, this literally depends on how sharp your sword is.
Yeah.
This is only dependent on how sharp your sword is. Oh, well. So, they all have a crack. And they're just, they fucking suck. None of them can do it, right? And so, they do it even over, they try before training and after training for like the next couple of days. And they all just can't do it. But whatever. So, then, after training one day, Nesta goes up to Gwyn and she's like, oh, you know, you told me about these morning and evening rituals you guys do and there's music or whatever. And Gwyn's like, yeah. She goes, yeah, can I come? Gwyn says, of course, of course. And Nesta's they have a little moment where Nesta says to Gwyn, like, you know, in the past, I was fucked, right? After the war, I did bad things. I slept with many men to try and just drown it out. And she's a little stressed. Like she's worried Gwyn she doesn't want to tell Gwyn everything or else she just will not be looked at the same. And then Gwyn's kind of like grabs her hand. She's like, trust me. I'm terrified to tell you my story because I don't think you'll look at me the same. But we all have a story to tell, all that stuff. And so she says, please come. This is where it is. This is what time it starts. Sweet. Nesta goes. It's in a beautiful fight. It's like under the mountain or some shit. And this beautifully like cave carved out by a river. And it's just perfect ambience. I was thinking of the sound healing we did in Bali.
Oh, is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
I was thinking of a church.
Yeah, I was thinking, because it's in a cave, right?
Yeah.
And she said it's like a perfect sort of, the water perfectly curved this thing out to make the sound bounce off the walls perfectly and shit. And it's like a much bigger than where we were. But
Also,
that's what I was thinking.
Sly mentioned, we went to sound healing, guys. It was in like this dome.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And the sound was vibrating. That's how I was picturing the sound, but
Yeah.
not like the actual room. I
Yeah,
guess.
nah. So I was picturing like a dome, but oh well, big cave. And so Nesta gets there. There's a fair few priestesses, and Gwyn's not there. And then she's thinking, where the fuck's Gwyn? So the main bitch priestesses come out, right? Like the main fucking bosses. And I say bitch because Meryl is the one that's at the head with Clotho, and Meryl's a bitch. But oh well, they get there. And then they're standing there. They go, cool, we're all here. Let's pray. Let's sing. And then Gwyn pops off her hood, looks up at Nesta, and she's like, bitch, I can sing. And so, and then they all just start singing songs. Everyone in the crowd's chiming in. And Nesta's like, this is amazing. I needed this. This is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then she kind of starts talking about, I knew this was going to happen because there was a sly comment of how Nesta goes, I can feel it in my bones and in the stone of the cave. And I was like, obviously she's about to accidentally scry.
Oh, yeah. And she mentioned when she was talking to Gwyn what music meant to her. And when she was sleeping with all these men, that what she liked about was like the pubs or wherever she goes to pick them up, played music, and it made her escape what she was thinking and feeling.
Yeah. So she doesn't miss the drinking and the men, but she misses the music.
Yeah. And that's why she went.
I need some music.
She needs some music. And I was like, shit, okay. I knew she was going to fucking scribe too. And I didn't mention I was listening to the dramatized audio whilst reading because I need, like, my attention span needs it. Like, I've got ADHD. But the music in this was beautiful.
Was it? I didn't get to hear it.
It was switching between heads.
That's
headphones.
That's so sick.
So you're like ear, and it's like echoing around when I was singing.
Shit, I didn't. I've only been reading that.
Yeah. It was good. All these chapters, and when it gets to the Death God bit, that was fucking scary.
Really?
Yeah, that was good.
Shit. Okay. Also, okay. I forgot to say. So after that first day back at training with Emery and Gwyn, Emery and Gwyn, they leave, right? Nesta, the way I picture it is just like, she just takes Cassian by the hand and just leads him to her room, right?
Oh, no.
She can't go a second without his dick in her. Legit. They get in, they don't even get to the bed. They're at a desk before she just fucking starts making out with him, right? And they're both fully clothed, and they couldn't wait they just literally couldn't even fucking wait. He just drapes her pants down. They're at her ankles, right? His are at his knees. He just whips her around, bends her over, starts fucking her from behind, right? They're going for it. And she's like, fuck yes. She's holding onto this desk, right? She's like, let's go. And he's just going.
Oh, it's hard.
And she's like, oh, fuck. And then, have you got your book next to you?
Yeah.
Give me that fucking thing.
It was the first time Cassian unleashed his full force on her.
Okay. Okay, baddies. So I just want to read my favorite. So she's getting fucked from behind, right? Okay. She says she starts to feel something primal, right? He says, so fuck yes. He snarled at her abandon. Fuck it. He goes, that's it, Nesta. He accentuated each word with a savage thrust. Do I feel good to you? She whimpered her confirmation, then managed to say, I like it when you ride me hard. Every time I move, my body is sore. She had to fight for words, for control. I think of you, of your cock. Good. I want my cock to be the only thing you think about.
That's cold.
His pace faltered as he licked up the column of her neck. She could hear the taunting smile in his words as he whispered, because your pretty little cunt is the only thing I think about. What the fuck, bro? All right, and then at the words, his foul language, her toes curled. But she wouldn't let him win this one. Not when this had somehow become a competition for who could make the other come first. So she whispered, I love being so covered in your seed that it leaks out of me for ages afterward. I love feeling it slide down my thighs and knowing you left your mark in me. Fuck, he blew out. His peas pounding wild now, so unchecked, only her hold on the desk kept her feet on the ground. Fuck. Cassian came with a roar, and at the first pulse of his cock spurting deep into her, she climaxed, screaming loud enough that he clamped a hand over her mouth. She bit down on his fingers and he kept moving in her, spilling himself over and over until his seed was again running down her thighs until he slid his fingers through a stream of it and brought it up to that spot of her apex. You have no idea what you've just started, he whispered in her ear, smearing his wetness there, rubbing into her sensitive flesh with idle circles. Nesta didn't reply as his fingers flicked against her and she came again. My fucking guy. Dirty boy.
That's our boy Cassian.
Nesta takes it like a fucking boss, bro.
She brings the best out of him.
Wow. Oh my God.
That's what you can say. Wow.
There's one sex scene in the previous chapters where she talks about his dick being so big that you could never get used to the size of it. Yeah. And I was thinking, fuck.
What does anyone say about us?
Oh, man.
I
Okay.
don't care if it's not true.
Oh.
Just say it once.
Oh.
Chapter 52.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, chapter 52. And so Nesta starts to feel like she's dreaming a bit. And she doesn't really realize what's happening, but so she's just so lost in the music. She closes her eyes and she's just like, vibing. And then she goes and she feels like she's in a dream. And then she goes and she is kind of transported to this massive, like, mountain out wherever. And so she's on this massive mountain in her little dream, but she's scrying. And she sees a mossy hill. She sees a big ass gate. And she's like, fuck, I know where I am. She goes through the gate and she's like, everyone's here, but they can't see me because the music is protecting me. And so then she's going down and down and down and down and down into the mountain, deeper and deeper and deeper. And then she goes through a secret door. And she goes through a secret door. And then she enters into a big cave that's like nearly identical to the one that she's in now. And it's got patterns all over the floor everywhere. And then right in the fucking dead center is this little magical harp that is glowing and seems to be emitting its own sunlight.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, holy fuck, I'm scrying and I know exactly where the harp is. Let's go. And so she's at the prison. We've been to the prison a couple times. That's where the bone carver was. And so she goes out. Wait, where are we? Still chapter 52?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the harp speaks to her. She's like, the harp goes, let's go, Nesta, play me, bitch. Like, If you play me, we can play some games. It'll be grand old fun. And then Nesta thinks, holy fuck. She kind of like collapses and then comes back to, and she's like, holy fuck, okay. Next scene is she's talking to Cassian, and he's like, are you sure, right? You're serious? And she's like, yeah, bro. Like, or I think Cassian's with Reese or some shit. He's like, yeah.
No, the next scene was Cassian and Reese.
Yeah, yeah.
And Cassian's explaining to Reese what Nesta told Cassian.
Yes.
Because Nesta didn't want to talk to Reese, or she wasn't ready to.
And she was just fucking.
And then Reese was being a dog and like, come on, man. Do we believe her?
It's like, for real, you sure?
Like,
you
come
sure?
on, Reese. Reese has lost a few marks off my book.
Same, yeah. Reese has been a dick.
Yeah, and he's mad protective and he's a dick.
Yeah, I think he's turning into Tamlin.
Yeah.
He's like slowly,
Yeah.
you know, very slowly. He still lets people make choices and shit, but very slowly. So Reese says, all right, well, if she thinks it's at the prison, then you guys can go there tomorrow. I need a day because I've fucking put shields on it and I need a day to get rid of them or whatever. And Cassian's like, for real, bro? Fuck me. What? Yeah, whatever. So.
Yeah, he's a day, you weak bitch. And then he's like, oh, I'm distracted, dude. Faye was pregnant.
So, he gives Cassian the sword, the big sword that Nesta made. And he goes, yeah, here, give Nesta this. Cassian goes, you sure? It's like, yeah, I mean, hey, may as well see if it answers to her, you know? So he says, cool. They rock up. Reese winnows them into the prison. I feel like we might be on chapter, 53.
You're in that flow state. I want to say this made me happy when Reese said that. I don't know if he had an ulterior motive to see what the power of the sword could actually do.
Yeah.
Which I think he did. But I was like, about fucking time they use one of these cool things they have.
I know.
They have the mask, they have a sword, they have a dagger, they have some other thing.
Yeah.
And they're about to get the harp. And they're always like, oh, this can't fall into the wrong hands. It could destroy us. It's like, you use it.
Yeah. Literally use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
So he gives Nesta the sword. He winnows them in chapter 53. He winnows them in. All right. Nesta and Cassian have to climb up the mountain, as we know, because it's all heavily watered. They get to the top. So Cassian is always stressing to go to this place because he's put, like, I think he says he's put most of the inmates in there. He's like, yeah, I put most of these motherfuckers in here. And then Nesta's also kind of stressing because she now knows who he put in there because he's told her a couple months back.
Yeah.
So they get to the top and the door opens. And Cassian's like, looks like they knew we were fucking coming. All right. They head on in. They're stressing. They're going past all these, you know, doors or whatever. They can hear the people scratch.
What are you
behind them.
picturing for the prison? I know we've been here before, but
I picture, you know, I need to see something to picture it. I don't have like a memory where I can see photos in my head. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
You don't have something to compare it to. It's just your
yeah.
memory.
So you know when I think it's at the end of the second Hobbit when they finally find the secret door to the mountain, the lonely mountain.
Yes.
And they walk in and just the door itself is just a secret door. It opens for them and then they go in and it's just stone. I'm
Oi.
thinking just like stone
Yeah.
and it's like there's not much space in there, but it's pitch ass black and there you can't see the doors, but you can hear the prisoners behind the walls.
No, that's a good
what
comparison.
I'm thinking.
That's pretty similar to what I was thinking. Like
Okay.
just stones with like tiny little like rectangle windows with bars down, and they're like,
I'm not even thinking that.
tiny.
Yeah, I don't even think that.
Yeah.
Because they can just fucking, lots of them are just wind and shit. They can just slip
Yeah,
through.
true.
I'm thinking just nothing, heavily watered as fuck. But, so it's pretty scary in there for me. And so their whole, like, the whole one rule was do not let go of Cassian's hand. And so they're squeezing each other's hands, and then they get to this door, and Cassian's kind of like, hair stands up. He's scared as shit. And Nesta's like, what the fuck? And he knows that right behind the door next to them, he like mouths the word Lanthus. That's the deadliest fucking death god Cassian's ever faced. That's the one he trapped in the mirror and put him in the prison. And Nesta's like, oh shit, that's where he's in there. Shit. Okay. And so then they keep going down. They're at the bottom of the mountain, right? And so, actually, one thing I wanted to say was, so Lanthus is supposed to be like, he's a death god. He's like fucked up. The bone carver, he was actually the only one that was properly under the mountain because he was that dangerous. I feel like they've made out Lanthus to be worse.
I thought Lanthus was worse because he was the only one that Cassian had to trick to capture.
Yeah. Like Cassian could not beat him. He had to trick him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know. The comparison, I'm not sure.
Yeah, weird. Oh well. So they get down and Nesta's remembering everything she saw in her vision. Cassian's like, are you sure? And she goes, look, right fucking there. We'll slip through. and it's just going to be like, that's a false wall. Trust me, false wall. They walk through it, all right? And then it's heavily watered, but Nesta's allowed through because the harp is letting her through. And so she's like, Cassian, I got to let go of your hand. He's like, no.
But no, she's like, you guys like to say like calls to like.
I love that she said that.
Yeah.
She's like, it's going to let me through, but it's not going to let you through. As you guys say, as you guys all love saying, like calls to like. And so you guys, fine.
Cassian's like, no, please, I can't let you go. And Nesta's like, come on, dude. He's not going to let me do anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it must have hit a sweet spot in Cassian's mind. He's like, oh, sure. Yeah, you're right. I'm a fucking dad.
Yeah. So she goes in and he's just like, at any sign of, whatever, you got to run. She gets in, she goes in, she sees the big cave and she sees the harp. There's she said it looks like there's constellations going towards the harp at an 8-pointed star, same thing on her back, same as Cassian's back from the bargain. So, and it's calling to her and she's feeling drawn to it. She's wary of traps and shit, but she's feeling drawn to it. And so then she goes to pick it up and as soon as she touches it, she kind of gets taken in another little vision, but she feels like she's there and the harp's talking to her, but what's happening is she just sees a bunch of like mothers and fathers like screaming like, please let us at least take our children, let our children go through whatever. And so she's assuming that the last person to use the harp who actually hid it here, like used it to do something heinous. She thinks that the harp was used to trap all this whole race or something in the mountain walls. Something fucking crazy. And then she gets all sort of fucked up from it. And then the harp starts to talk to her and it's asking about, I think it was going to do to her. She's assuming that it was going to do to her what it was used to do to these people. She felt it, like she falls on the ground and Cassian's like screaming her name. She falls on the ground and it feels like a weight is on her and she's like going into the stone. And then she starts talking to the harp like, fucking let go of me, you bitch, shit like that. And the harp goes, I don't like your tone. It's like, fucking hell. And so she starts talking about what she says along the lines of, like, ungrab me from your grasp or something like that.
She said something to like unlink her from it.
Yeah, she's like, fucking let me let you go. Yeah. Let me drop you. I don't want to fucking touch you anymore. And then the harp, it says to her, the big strings, because it's got 26 strings, the big strings are for final, like shit that I can't undo. But the little strings are to play games. So the little strings, you can like open any door, you can transport anywhere. And she goes, fuck it. She plucks a little string and she's like, what she says is unhold me and get me back to Cassian. Plucks the string, she goes to Cassian or whatever. And then Cassian's like, fuck, what the hell? And then so she goes, yeah, fuck this shit. Let's get out of here. We got it. Let's go. They're walking and then Cassian grabs her hand. They're holding the hands again. They're having a little bit of bants, having fun. Where are we at?
You missed the bit where when she holds the harp, she sees Brie Allen on the throne.
Oh yeah, fuck, that's a main bit.
Yeah,
and she goes from seeing all these people get trapped in a stone,
yeah, and
she goes to Brie Allen, and she says she sees this big ass crony looking queen sitting on a chair surrounded by 6 thrones that are empty, and then Brie Allen goes, haha, Nesta Archeron, I see you have the harp, and I know where you are. And she's wearing the crown, and she goes, fuck Brie Allen, and she's like, fuck you, come get me then, I'll fuck you up, you're done.
One thing I didn't understand here, so Brie Allen knew where Nesta was, and knew where the harp was. Why didn't she get it?
She only knew because Nesta touched it, and
she was linked to it before.
So Brie Allen and Nesta are linked because they're both made by the Cauldron, and then the Dread Trove, they're all made by the Cauldron as well. So basically, the reason that the reason everyone can talk to the Trove, why the Trove speaks to them, is because the Trove sees Nesta and Brie Allen as just one of them.
So it wasn't Brie Allen who trapped the people in the stone on the mountain?
No.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. And then she's like, oh, what are you doing with my harp?
No. Brie Allen was, she didn't know where it was, but she knew where it was because Nesta touched it, and then she felt a link to it.
Okay, I'm with you.
She was wearing the mask and shit. And so Nesta kind of goes, well, come get me, bitch. She gets out of there, says to Cassian, we got to go. Brie Allen is on her fucking way. She knows where we are. She knows we have the harp. They're walking out, going, and then Cassian stops, and he says, run to Nesta. Nesta looks ahead, and she sees a door in the fucking prison is open. Whose door? Lanthus's door, motherfucker.
Damn.
Holy shit, right? So she thinks what happened was because the harp has a little mind of its own, likes to play games. When she plucked it and said, "Let me out of here," the harp also opened Lanthus's door. It can go past any ward anyone has made. The harp is fucking powerful. So Lanthus comes out. He's like, "Ha ha ha! You fucking brutish brute or whatever. You thought that ash window, that ash mirror was clever, huh?" And Cassian's like, 200 fucking years in here, you can't think of a better name? Ha! Pussy! Right? And Lanthus goes, 200 years? Bro, I'm 20,000 years old, motherfucker. I am literally immortal. I am immortal to your immortal. You are not you're immortal to me. 200 years is nothing. All I had to do was buy my time. I knew I was getting there. And then Cassian goes, he's like, "Who let you out?" And he's like, "I did it on my own." He's like, "Fuck off. No, you didn't. I literally know who did it, you fucker." And so chapter 54. Lanthus starts talking to Cassian, and Cassian says to himself, he's like, "Okay, there's two things I know for a fact right now. Number one is I'm going to die right now." And I was kind of like, fuck, is Cassian going to die?
He's that powerful.
I thought if Cassian was going to die in this book, I wasn't going to read it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you can't kill Cassian.
No, you can't kill Cassian.
Yeah.
And so Cassian goes, "I'm going to die right now, but fucking like hell am I going to let Nesta die?" So he's like, "I got to distract Lanthus." And so Cassian's, fucking around. Lanthus is in his wind form. You can't kill him. Right? He's going around. You can hear him getting closer. And then he's talking to Cassian. Lanthus can smell Nesta on Cassian. He knows they're fucking, and he's like, "Ha ha ha, let me have your bitch." And so he stabs Lanthus. He actually kind of hits him. And Lanthus is like, "Fuck, what the hell? Nesta, run. Don't look back." She starts bolting, right? She's running, and she can hear some fighting in the background. So Nesta's running. She nearly gets to the front door. Who comes in? Autumn Court soldiers. They're all fucked up, right? And then she goes, "What the fuck?" Obviously, Koshi has winnowed them here just instantly. And they've been let in, and they're on their way to come get the harp.
The wards are down on the prison.
The wards are down. There's no more shields.
Yeah, there's no shields.
Yeah. And so she's like, fuck. And then she's thinking, I just left Cassian back there, bro. What the hell am I doing? I just left Cassian back there. So she runs back. Actually, no, she doesn't run back. She goes, wait. She's like, wait. I might use one of these strings. Plucks a string, take me to Cassian. She transports there. Cassian's getting his ass beat, bro. Lanthus isn't even trying. He's fucking Cassian up, bloodied and shit. She goes over, she's like, "Cassian." He gets grabbed by the throat, thrown against a wall, knocked the fuck out. And she's thinking, no, fuck, no. And Lanthus is like, "Ha ha ha, more where that came from. Don't even try me, you little fucker." And so then she sees Cassian breathing. She's like, "Thank God. Thank fucking God."
His chest went up and down.
And so she goes over, she stands in between Lanthus and Cassian. And Lanthus is like, who the fuck are you? Who do you think you are? And then she rips out her sword. By the way, she's named it Atraxia. It's actually a sick name. She's named her sword Atraxia. But she doesn't tell him that yet.
It means something, because what he said.
Yeah, he's like,
it means something like bad or weak.
Yeah, so she rips out this sword, and he's like, holy fuck. And she gives him a little nick, right? She like cuts him with it. And he's all like, Lanthus is a death god. He's terrified of this fucking sword, bro. He turns into a Fey form who's pretty short. She likes to say that. She's like, he's not very tall.
Naked.
And he's butt-ass naked, long blonde hair.
This was
but
so
handsome,
weird.
But handsome,
Yeah,
right?
so sus.
So he goes, wait, that's not, there's another sword named like Nidwin or something like that.
Yeah.
He goes, that's not Nidwin. Who gave you that sword? What is that sword? Who are you? She goes, she's like, I'm like you or some shit. And he goes, wait. He's like, don't fucking tell me. We heard whispers of your name in the wind in here. Are you Nesta fucking Archeron? She's like, read it and weep, bitch. And he's like, whew, you're joking me. And he's going, girl, me and you, we could fuck shit up. Yeah. He goes, you didn't even want to know how old I am, and you didn't even want to know how powerful I am. I rode on the Wild Hunt. She's like, I don't give a what is that? I don't give a fuck. And so then he starts making this like vision, right? There's this vision. And she's got the harp in the background. They've got the crown. He's wearing the crown, by the way. And she's a queen. He's the king. And they rule Prithian. All right? And so she's got her sword next to her. And they're fucking up shit, bro. And they're ruling Prithian. And then the next scene is like him taking her to bed and making sweet, sweet love to her. And she's like, I've never felt love like she's experiencing it. She's full experiencing it, right? She's like, I've never felt love like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then she kind of snaps out of it. And he's fucking with her head. And she's like, dude, get out of my head. She's like, points the sword at him, get back in your fucking cell. And he's terrified of this sword. And she's like, why is he terrified of this sword? So Cassian stands up right? And I don't know, Lanthus is like talking some shit.
Well, he's distracted thinking he's winning Nesta over.
Yeah, he thinks he's winning Nesta over. And so she's like he's talking some shit. Cassian gets up. Nesta just like gives Cassian a second. Cassian throws his knife, hits Lanthus in the chest because he's in a Fey form right now. He can be hit. I don't know if he can be killed by Cassian's knife. And then as soon as that happens, she does some perfect sword maneuver. She chops his head off and cuts his body in half with Atraxia. And his head falls first and then his body falls second and he's just dead. Dude, she fucking kills him and apparently the whole prison goes insane. The whole prison is just riled the fuck up because they know exactly what just happened. They know Lanthus is dead and they know Nesta did it and they're all thinking, Holy shit. Please don't kill me, Nesta. Please don't kill me. Oh my God. And then I don't remember what happened when they get to they don't run into the Autumn Court soldiers because she says, Cassian, hold on. She plucks 3 strings and says, take me to the river house. They fall down on the front lawn. Cassian collapses. Reese is out there instantly. What the fuck happened? Okay, so that was hectic.
Yeah, that was very cool.
That was
one of the best chapters, eh?
Yeah. All right, I should be able to get that inserted. So, chapter 55. So, they tell Feyre and Reese what happened, and she talks about, like, the vision she had when she first touched the harp and what she thinks it was last used for and shit. And so, Nesta asks what the Wild Hunt is. Like, Nesta says everything. I think she might have even let Reese into her head and just, like, have a look at everything that happened, right? And so she asks what the Wild Hunt is. And there's this whole rigmarole of stuff Reese goes through. He's like, I thought all this shit was a myth. He brings out a book, talks about a bit of the past. And we've already been told a bit about the past, how there was one person that ruled. Basically, everything he's saying, he says, this all confirms that Lanthus...
Yeah, it's confirmation.
He's like, this confirms that Lanthus is either 20,000 years old or he is full of shit.
Yeah.
Right? Regardless, it doesn't matter. He's dead now. So who cares? Okay. So they're talking about they change the subject a little bit. They go on to talk about how like this sword obviously can kill anything, you know, but they change the subject to, I believe, Eris. They go on to talk about Eris and they start talking about winter solstice. It's starting to become winter. Winter solstice is soon, and they go on to talk about Eris and how they need to. What's the word? Confirm with him that they trust him because they also want him to trust them.
They need
make
to
sure the
prove it.
relationship is good.
This didn't make sense to me.
Neither.
Yeah.
So they need to make sure the relationship is good, right? And so they're like, I feel like this was out of the blue. They're just like, Nesta, we want you to dance with.
Yeah, they're like a present. Pharaoh said a present, and Reese is like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
And he's like, we need Nesta to dance with Eris. And we're like, what?
So, yeah, we need him to want something from us, basically. Yeah. And so apparently Nesta is such a good dancer, according to Elaine, that she can make anyone want to marry her. And so at solstice time, Eris is going to be at the Court of Nightmares, and there's going to be a big ball. And Nesta, we want you to woo him.
Well, the only thing that I put together that would make any logical sense to why the dancing would confirm their alliances was Reese was the only one that knew Nesta would cause Eris to want to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
But like before, like that still doesn't really make that much sense.
It doesn't make a huge amount of sense.
And he kind of betrayed Feyre in that sense.
I also, I think Feyre wasn't too happy about it. Cassian was
because
like,
Cassian and Nesta, I suppose Nesta and Feyre were all like us. Like, why the fuck? That's not going to do anything dancing.
I know Nesta for some reason randomly was like on board with it too.
And we mentioned that Elaine, it was in the last chapters, said that Nesta's really good at dancing and like with the king.
Yeah.
Won the king's hand and she was too young or something.
Yeah, some prince's hand or some shit. Yeah. Embarrassed someone. I don't know. But
it was very left field, but oh well.
I guess it's it was left field, but it adds to the story or whatever. But so Nesta kinda she is like, yeah, whatever. She fucking says yes. I think it's crazy she agreed to it, but whatever.
Oh, this is where it showed actually annoyed me a bit. Reese is like, obviously Feyre can't do it. She's pregnant. I wouldn't let.
Well, Feyre says I would do it, but I obviously can't in my state. And then he goes that leaves you and Elaine. Feyre goes, no, Elaine's not allowed. And then also Reese goes on to say, so Elaine's off limits, and I wouldn't let Feyre do it. And then Farah's like, you wouldn't let me. And he goes, you know what I mean. And she's like, you're incorrigible. So he literally is turning into Tamlin.
Yeah. And then it's the same with fucking Cassian. And Cassian just doesn't have a say because they're not dating.
Yeah.
And Cassie's like, no.
And Nessa's like, silent dog.
We just have sex.
Like, yeah, you're just my plaything. Yeah. You're just my little plaything, all right? I ride you when I want. You just so happen to be lucky that I want to ride you every day, all right? Nesta, next day, she says, Azriel, again, wait, this is another random ass thing. In the same chapter, it was random shit in chapter 56, or sorry, chapter 55. Azriel winnows Cassian and Nesta to the old cottage.
Yeah.
That when they were poor, that they lived in.
That was random.
And it was random as
So
fuck.
random.
And so her and Cassian are left there and Azriel's like, I'll be back in an hour. He buggers off and they go into the old cottage. They look at shit. They talk about stuff and she's got memories coming back. She talks about, it is character development to be fair. She's like, I don't even know why I asked Cassian to come, but then she starts talking to him. Cassian's like, look, I know this is embarrassing for you because she's embarrassed that that's where they used to live. He goes, but at least it's got a roof and walls, right? He's like, I sleep on the ground.
I lived in way worse.
Outside.
Yeah.
Thinking, okay, it's not a competition.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
But that made her feel better.
Yeah, it made her feel a bit better. And so they're going through and she starts to talk about, she goes into a bit of depth about how she just always hated her dad. And she just has no idea why he loved her. She did not deserve his love. You know, she hated him. She was so nasty to him and shit. She talks about it. She admits it to Nesta and he's like, Cassian's like, Nesta, he was your dad. You know, you're deserving of love. Even though you had a reason to dislike him. Like, he didn't do shit. And so she finds a little flower that he carved for Elaine one day and she took it back with her. Cool. Chapter 56. So we've got a month jump, right? She's been training with Mor for the dances that she's going to be doing with Eris, right? So we've got, on and off, we're going to hit a little bit. She does like lots of waltz training and shit with Mor. Nessa's a really good dancer. She picks it up really quick. And then...
Well, one thing I want to ask is, do they not have music players in Prythian?
So they do, yeah. But Nesta...
What was with this song? I didn't understand it.
What song?
You know how the dance that Nesta's Mor's teaching and Mor had to teach her it because she's the only one who knew the dance and she couldn't remember it that well. Why couldn't they just listen to the song again? And then
I think they could.
They could.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they were using the Veritas Orb to look at Mor's memories of the dances.
Yeah.
And so that's what they were going off.
Right. Yeah, but why wouldn't they just get the song and play it? And then what Cassian does later?
It's a good question. Like, I think maybe it's just an effort to get a fucking band to come in and play.
Maybe they only have bands.
Like, yeah, no, they only have bands. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they have speakers and they don't have fucking like.
Well, fuck, they got everything
headphones.
else. Not headphones, just like a fucking something. I don't know, a harp that plays itself.
I think like also have you not invented a fucking what's it called, record player?
Yeah, like something like that. But anyway.
They definitely would have a harp that plays itself.
They were beating around the bush saying like Mor's got to they got to go to Veritas Orb and like train. Mor's learned it before. She might remember. I was like, fuck, just listen to it.
It's interesting. Okay, so after training with Mor one day, they both go down to the library for something. Mor needs to go down, and she goes down, and like Clotho greets Mor with like a big hug and stuff, and Nessa's kind of like, holy shit, okay, it's my cue to leave. Like, Mor's loved down here. And then she gets down and she sees Emery is down at Mor's workstation. Sorry, not Mor's, at Nesta's workstation. And she's like, what are you doing here? And she goes, oh, I wanted to see where you worked. And so they were fucking around. They go down. They get down a few levels, pretty low, get near the darkness. And Emery starts to wig out a bit about the darkness. She's like, I feel like I can hear my dad shouting at me. Well, it's really weird. And so then they leave the darkness.
Is Bryaxis back?
No.
Oh, he's still just chilling.
Braxis is gone. So then they go up a couple levels and Gwyn finds them. And Gwyn has gotten them a solstice gift. And they both open their gift and she has been writing a chapter that's going to be put into the Valkyrie book that Meryl is writing. And it's about how these three are trying to bring back the Valkyrie legend.
Very cool.
And they're like, fuck, this is actually sick, bro. Like, let's go. And so then that night, Nessa's up in her room. She's all happy and shit. And because they're not going to see each other until after solstice now. And so she's like feeling kind of brave, right? She's like, if Emery can go down there and she can hear her dad shouting at her again and she wants to get better. And if Gwyn can She can see the light of day. She can leave the library and shit. She goes, fuck it. She says to the house, light me a fire. Do it. And she sits through it. And she's very proud of herself because she sits through the whole fire and she does some like really good breathing techniques. And every time she hears the snap, she says like, okay, yes, I know it sounds like my dad's neck being snapped, but it's not. All right, I am here. I'm next to a fire. And then she waits for the fire to fully go out and she's very proud of herself. And then a random like spruce twig drops in front of her. And then just a bunch of spruce twigs that she follows this big old fucking trail of spruce, whatever, twigs down to the library. All the way down into the darkness, all the way down to the very bottom level where they saw Bryaxis that one time. She gets down there and she was a little scared, so there was lanterns lit and stuff. She gets down there and then for some reason she comes to a realization that this is the heart of the house. And the house is sentient and this is where its heart is. And then she says that. She goes, fuck it. All the lights out because the house lights darkness or some shit. And so she's down there and she's like, I see you for who you are. This is your heart. Like, thank you for bringing me here. And then it like caresses her. And
Cool.
I thought it was cool. I was like, random.
Very random. It was cool. Yeah.
I
I thought like, oh yeah, didn't even know that, but cool.
Yeah. I saw the same. I was like, I get, is what it is.
Yeah. I kind of like thought that was exactly. I didn't know it was going to be in the library, but I was like, I kind of knew that.
Yeah. Like the house has, something somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Chapter 57. The winter solstice has arrived and they are all at the Court of Nightmares. And Cassian's there, Azriel's there, they're chilling and they're waiting for Rhys and Feyre to come in and do a big grand entrance. They come in and this is the big reveal of Feyre being pregnant and everyone's like, whoa. And then Nesta and Elaine come in behind them. Elaine looks good, but black isn't her color apparently. It drains her. And then Nesta though, bro, Nesta's looking sexy. She's looking good. So everyone gets in there. Rhys and Feyre sit at their thrones, okay? And then Keir and Aerys, they come up to the thrones. They say, congratulations on the baby. Aerys is like, yes, from me, I extend my father's congratulations to you. Congratulations on the baby. This is very exciting, great stuff. And Rhys and Feyre says, I would dance with you, Aerys, but obviously, as you can see, I think spinning would be bad for the baby. So I'm going to let my older sister dance with you. And Aerys is like, oh, okay. Takes Nesta's hand. They go out and he's talking to her a little bit and then they start dancing. And she is blowing this guy's socks off, bro.
She's a weapon.
He is getting hard in his pants just at the sight of her dancing. Apparently the music is just taking over her. There's not enough space in her body to let out all the feelings she's feeling. She's doing all this crazy ass shit. They do this wicked dance, right? And she's got him good. And so then he's kind of like, oh my God, Nesta, the things we could do, baby, the fucking things we can do. Right before this, Rhys and Feyre gift Aerys one of the knives that Nesta made.
This annoyed me.
This annoyed the fuck out of me.
Why would you give this up?
And he knows exactly what it is straight away. He doesn't know Nesta made it, but he knows that this is a made object. And he's like, what are you doing giving me this? This is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's from my personal collection. And then he's like, why didn't you use this in the war? And Rhys is like, don't worry about that.
It's yours now. But also, just give him the fucking dagger and don't let Nesta dance with him. What do you mean? That's
Apparently not good enough.
Easily a big enough symbol.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, they go dance. And then Cassian, after 2 dances, Cassian comes on in and he's like, my fucking turn, buddy. And Aerys is like, get out of here, you disgusting mutt. And Nesta wants to kill Aerys just for saying it. But basically, Nesta's kind of like, shit, I need to woo Aerys. And she goes, hey, no one likes a selfish partner. You know, I'll give Cassian a turn and you can come back later. So she's dancing with Cassian and she's like, fuck, you happy? And he goes, yeah, fuck that guy. And so Cassian Azriel takes over from, I have a crazy theory.
Well, no, Aerys was really good at dancing. Cassian is a big brute and
he sucked.
But he took lessons from Moore, trying to impress.
Exactly. So we find out after the fact, Cassian's taken a break and he's standing over there with Moore. And she goes, hey, it looks like our lessons paid off. You did well. And I was like, Cassian, you're a king, bro.
Yeah.
You wanted to learn to dance just for your girl?
He should have told her that.
And so, man, he loves her.
Yeah,
he loves her
does.
to bits,
I know.
bro. And so they're chatting and then he can see Aerys is talking to Feyre and Rhys. And Rhys lets them both Moore and Cassian in on the conversation. And Aerys is like, all right, what do you want? And they're like, what do you mean, what do you want? He's like, what do you want? I want Nesta. I want Nesta to be my bride. And they're like, look, we know she's a good dancer, but come on. And he's like, no, seriously, I don't want that fucking knife. You can keep it. I don't even want the knife. I want Nesta to be my bride.
I'll do whatever you want.
I will do anything
Yeah.
you want. And Reese is kind of like, you mean, anything? Eris is like, anything, bro. So Reese goes, so let's just say hypothetically I needed an army from the Autumn Court and your firstborn child. Eris goes, maybe apart from the firstborn, but hey, the army's yours if you want it. All I want is Nesta. That is all I fucking want. And so they're kind of like, let's go. Our job here is done.
And what you were going to say about your prediction is that when Eris mentioned to Nesta, don't believe everything you say, like Moore hasn't told.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Moore knows the truth. So Nesta says to Eris, like, I know what you did to Moore. And he goes, yeah, don't believe everything they say about me. You know? She's like, well, you certainly choose to act the way that they say you act. And you seem to be living up to what they say. And he's like, yeah. I like to play games too. But don't listen to what they say. Moore knows exactly what's happened.
I reckon, yeah, I know predictions are coming up, but I reckon the last book's going to be called like A Court of like Truths and Lies or something. And it's going to be about Moore and Asriel, and Eris will be in there too. And that's going to be like the whole book. Because we've got Cassian and Nesta this one. And I reckon that's going to be good. I want some fucking Asriel action.
I know. So, but here I have a theory. Actually, I'll wait to say it.
Okay.
Because I want to read the secret chapter and then say my theory. Okay?
See if you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, she does a couple more dances with Eris. Bada bing, bada boom. All right? So, chapter 58. Nesta and Cassian, they rock up to the river house. It's proper solstice night. They go on in, and Nesta's kind of like, are you sure I should be here? She goes, yeah. Cassian's like, yes, definitely, you need to be here. It's also Farah's birthday, remember?
I did forget, to be fair.
Yeah, it's Farah's birthday. So, she goes in, she sees Elaine, and she's like, oh, I haven't actually spoken to Elaine since we had this huge fucking fight ages ago. We haven't spoken for months and months. And so Elaine says, oh, you came? And Nesta's like, yeah, Cassian said I should come. And she doesn't really know how to apologize to Elaine. And so straight away Elaine's like, well, it's Farah's birthday too, remember? So like, can you not cause a scene? And Nesta goes, oh, fuck you. And then Elaine bursts out laughing. And Nesta's like, what's so funny? And Elaine goes, you know what? Honestly, you've never said anything like that to me before. All these training and shit, it must be working. Loops her arm and just waltzes on into the thing. So she sits down and she's says hi and nods heads with people, whatever. She looks over to Amren and Varian's sitting there, and Varian gives her a look to say, no, you and Amren still aren't talking. Like, Amren's not going to talk to you. And I was thinking, fuck, Amren actually is I think I dislike Amren more than Nesta. I really like Nesta now.
Yeah, we do now.
Yeah, I really like
Well, this
Nesta
book
now.
made us hate Amren. Prior to this book, she was cool.
Here's my
She was
thinking,
mysterious
right?
and cool.
So we all talk about how, so everyone has been a bit of a bitch and a dick in the past, but most of them have had 500 years to become a good person, right? So it's kind of valid that Nesta, who doesn't even have a frontal lobe yet, or a fully developed one, gets to be a bitch for a while.
And she has
she's
all this
coming
trauma.
good.
Yeah.
She's coming really good. She has this trauma. Her mum was actually not a very good mum. She was like literally bred her daughter to be the fucking queen or some shit. Like bred her just to go sell her off to a good family. So Nesta doesn't think she's anything worth anything. And I've got to say, Amren, who's the oldest out of all of them, why are we cutting her slack for acting like an absolute, pardon my French, cunt?
I'm not sure, eh? I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why she's so negative.
Yeah.
Has such a negative outlook on everything.
Oh, well. So they're going in, solstice happens, fun times. People are getting gifts. Nesta forgot to get gifts for everyone, and she got a couple herself from people, but nothing major. But then Asriel pops on over, gives her a little gift, and she opens it, she's like, what is it? And Asriel goes, oh, it's a thing where you put it on the end of your book, and that little glass orb on the end, it will light up so you can read your books at night without needing to have big lights on, like, so you can
cool.
be chilling.
Yeah.
And she hops up and she hugs him. She goes, this is the sickest fucking gift ever, bro. What the hell? Like, thanks, Asriel. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, what? She's like smiling and shit. And Asriel's like, yeah, no, it's all good. My pleasure. And she's like, I'm sorry I didn't get you anything. He goes, no, all good. That smile's enough. You smooth motherfucker. He didn't say
Cute,
that.
cute,
He was
cute.
thinking it though.
Yeah.
And so then he backs off, and the rest of the night, Azrael's just like chilling over by the door.
Little do we
right?
know, Azrael's been fucking in the shadows while she's been reading books.
Fact. He's been
Just watching her.
bro. So Azrael's like chilling. Azrael watches from afar.
Yeah.
And so he goes over. So she goes over and talks to Azrael, and she's like, you know, why? How come you don't come and join everyone? Even though and so he goes, oh, my shadows don't really like the fire. And she's like, that's such a lie. I've seen him next to fires all the time. And so then she says that she just assumes, like she'll go, oh, I know why he's not over there. And so I have a feeling that she's assuming the reason he's not over there is because he's so in love with Moore.
Mm.
And he can't be near her. She's like, why do you even come if it's so hard?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, because it means a lot to Reese to have everyone here. And, you know, I can do it. Like, I can be here. I just don't like being a part of all of the Jubilee stuff.
Yeah.
And so then she goes, okay, cool. Gets to 1 a.m. She's going to bed. And everyone's staying at the River House. She goes to her room and she's like, fuck. If I had a chance to design my own room, I literally would have designed it like this. And then she goes, wait, I did have a chance to design my room. And I told Feyre to fuck off. So she did it for me. She knows me well. Damn, thanks, Feyre. She's got this sick-ass room.
So much growth.
She's got this sick-ass room. Cassian comes knocking. He goes, didn't you want you didn't want to say goodnight?
Well, hadn't they? She mentioned somewhere they hadn't been fucking the last.
Yeah, they haven't fucked for a while.
She said she was too tired, and he came in and she goes, "What's up? You're too tired or something."
Yeah, they haven't been fucking for a while.
Yeah.
So he comes in. He's like, you didn't want to say goodnight. You've been pretty tired lately.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you know. And he goes, what about your gift? You didn't even ask about the gift I got you. And she goes, oh, I didn't assume you wouldn't have got me one. He goes, come on, of course I got you one. Gives her a box. And she says, I'm so sorry about how I acted last year. And he goes, it's fine. I forgave you for that a long time ago, Nesta. She opens the box and it's like this little round orb with a flat bottom so she can set it on a desk somewhere. She's like, what is it? And he's like, tap the top. She taps the top and the whole fucking orchestra that was playing at the Court of Nightmares when they had that big ball, that whole orchestra just starts playing songs. Just fucking songs and songs. Like, and she's like, taps it in and she's like, what is this? And she's like, she loves it, right?
Yeah.
What is this? And he goes, oh, it's a synthesizer or some shit from the Summer Court from Hellion. And it never really caught on. It was made to do X thing, but it never really caught on. I don't know why, but basically it absorbs music and then you can replay it. And she's like, how did you get them to do it without all the cheering and stuff in the background? And he's like, oh, actually, the day after Winter Solstice, I went back and I asked the band to play all those songs plus some of their favorites. And he goes, and then I went to all your favorite taverns and I got all those bands to play all your favorite songs as well. And she starts bawling her eyes out.
Cassie, a little sweetheart.
She starts bawling her eyes out. She says, take it back.
Yeah.
Take it back. I can't take this, Cassie. I
don't
can't
deserve
do it
it.
anymore, bro. I don't fucking deserve it. He's like, what are you talking about? It's not a wedding gift, you know? Fuck it. And then starts like talking about marrying Aris and shit. And he's like, are you going to do it? Are you going to marry him? And she doesn't answer. So she's bawling her eyes out. She's like, Cassian, you're too good for me. I don't deserve you. You're
off.
everything I'm not.
I hate
I don't
this.
deserve you for a second. Right? She's crying. He's crying.
Yeah.
To be fair, I fucking love this bit. She's like, he goes, Ness, you're not going to marry Aris. She goes, no. And he's like, that's because there is no one else for you. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, and there's no one else for me. She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. So then he picks her up and he takes her to the bed, right? And he doesn't do his usual, like,
I like this.
roughness, right?
I liked it.
He doesn't do his usual roughness. He slowly takes off her clothes.
Yeah.
They're both naked.
Finally, some love making.
Yeah, he gets on top of her slowly. They're kissing, and she's so ready for his dick. And he goes to finger her, and she lets him feel how wet she is and how ready she is. She takes his hand, brings it back up to her face, and he slips it in, right? He goes deep, and he's like, he gets in there with a groan. And then they're slowly going back and forth, very slow, and they're making love. And they're going for a bit. And then he goes to Nesta, say it. Say it. She's like, I know what he wants me to say. Can I do it? Can I do it? And then she goes, you're mine. And
I thought she was going to say, I love you.
I know, same. She goes, you're mine. And he's like, that's fucking right.
Yeah.
He keeps going. The next time he goes in, she goes, and I'm yours. And he's like, forever.
Yeah.
And she goes, forever. And I was like, oh, fuck, bro. They're together.
Forever and ever.
Let's go. So much shit happened in these chapters, by the way. We're already an hour in and I've got fucking time to go. So they fuck all night, basically, right? All night. And then once they're done fucking, so she's mentioned a bunch of times that he's never stayed the night in her bed, even though she really wants him to. And it's always in her room that they have sex. So he never says, can I stay? He's waiting for her to ask him to stay. And so she's in their room. They're both in their room again. And they fuck a bunch of times. And then he kind of like starts to get up. And she goes, no, stay with me. He's like, that's what I thought.
About fucking
That's what I thought.
I hate the games though.
So they cuddle, they fall asleep. She wakes up, he wakes up, they fuck again, bro. And then he looks at the clock and he goes, oh shit, I gotta go. Is it that time already? He's getting up. She goes, you gotta be somewhere? He goes, yes, snowball fight. She goes, wait, what? He goes, yeah, every single solstice, me, Reese, and Azrael, we have a snowball fight and I haven't won for years. And if I don't win today, I'm going to be a laughing stock. And she goes, you're telling me the 3 most powerful fucking men in Prythian have a snowball fight every year on winter solstice? And he goes, you fucking betcha. And I'll tell you what, we also go back into a sauna, wink, wink, and have a bit of a nice sweaty session together after that. And he goes, I'll let you fucking picture what that looks like. And she goes, they're definitely all naked. My goodness.
Sexy.
Oh. And so that was chapter 58. So that means we're up to the secret chapter. All right, guys. So remember, secret chapter is going to be on Patreon. Head over there if you want to hear it. But if not, enjoy the rest of the recap. Chapter 59. The day after the snowball fight, Cassian had to go to suss out all the legions of the Illyrian areas or whatever, so he doesn't get to see Nesta for a few days. And so Nesta's just training. Azrael's the one that's in charge. And Gwyn, Azrael's in charge. They're all just training. And it's basically Nesta is like fingering herself everywhere. Any second she gets, she's just masturbating. And it is not good enough. She needs Cassian inside of her now, bro.
Damn.
So finally, I think there's like, she keeps asking Azrael, when's Cassian back? And he just keeps on saying, in a few days, like, chill, it's all right. So there's one afternoon after training where she asks Gwyn and Emery if they want to stay the night and have a bit of a sleepover, have a read-in.
Yeah.
So they do. And they have a grand old time. They talk about obviously her fucking Cassian and just how good it obviously is. And then she tells them that the House of Wind is like her friend and how it's like sentient, and they're just getting the House of Wind to give them random shit. Bubble baths with no water, just bubbles, a Pegasus, fireworks, chocolate, like just random ass shit, right? And so they just have like a great time, and then they make some magical bracelets together and shit. Chapter 60. Cassian returns, right? And he returns early morning as they start training.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, Cassian's back, woohoo. As he gets there, he realizes there's like a deeper bond between the 3 girls, between Emery, Gwyn, and Nesta. And so Gwyn's looking at this ribbon, right? He lands. Gwyn's like, oh shit, hey, how's it going? Gwyn cuts the ribbon.
Let's go.
Slices this motherfucker, all right? Nesta picks it up, ties it around Gwyn's head and goes, Valkyrie. And then I think halfway through the lesson, Emery cuts the ribbon. Same thing, Valkyrie. The end of the lesson, Nesta cuts the ribbon. Same thing, Valkyrie. That night, she's like, where the fuck's Cassian? He hasn't come sort me out. What the fuck's going on? Next day, they get to training. She sees why. Him and Azrael built this crazy obstacle course, right? Crazy. And so they're like, all right, you're all Valkyries now. But if you want to fucking do this obstacle course, you won't be able to do it alone, all right? The Valkyries were never alone. They were always a team. So you'll be in groups of 3. If you can get through this course, you're good. Takes them 2 months. They get fucked up by this course, and it changes every day. It takes them 2 months, and finally, they get through the course. So they get through the course, and then what they say is, Azrael goes, congratulations. You have actually just technically become eligible to compete in the Blood Rite. You can now be fully fledged Illyrian warriors. And so only Emery, Gwyn, and Nesta have completed it. And they had
people watching today. No one knew. Gwyn knew because Azriel went and told Clotho, we're going to have some people watching today. So let the priestesses know they can still come if they want. But if they don't want someone watching them, they don't have to come. So everyone bar Gwyn, all the priestesses bar Gwyn, they didn't go. So they completed the thing today. And Azriel goes, yep. As you can see up there, the fucking warlord Devlin has seen it. What you just completed is what every single Illyrian warrior has to complete to be able to perform in the blood rite. And so they're all just like, what the fuck? Okay, cool. Like, why'd you do that? And so they were like, well, we did this just to prove that now they all know that you guys are just as fucking tough as any Illyrian ever, right? And if you want to perform, if you want to do the blood rite, you can do the blood rite, but it's up to you. And so they all just go, fuck that. Being a Valkyrie is way cooler.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not worth it.
And they're like, fuck, I guess valid. And then that's where we left off.
Oh, it's just proof that, like, they're weapons.
Yeah, so forgot to mention our hats, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure they picked up on them.
Yeah, from Storybound.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so
ADHD took over there. Very good chapters.
sorry for that was long as fuck.
You always say sorry, but they get extra content. I don't think it's a sorry. I think it's you're welcome.
True, yeah, you're welcome. That was long as fuck.
Thank you for reading the chapters on Patreon, Jake.
It was a little hard. I wish I printed them off. Oh well.
Yeah, they're a bit small. But overall, feeling great. Predictions.
20 chapters left.
Well, those three, the Valkyries, are going to have... I think something's going to happen with the sword, the harp, and those three right now. Something's going to happen. I don't know what.
So I think something's going to happen where what is going to happen is the only way to fix a certain thing is to instantly teleport to Koshi and kill him because he's the one that's helping the queen. Without him, the queen's nothing.
And you need the sword to kill him.
And they need the sword to kill him.
Yeah.
So she has it. She knows it answers to him. So to her. And so the three Valkyries,
Yeah, that's what I'm
then
thinking.
they go on a little mission.
But do you think they'll do it against... I reckon they won't tell anyone. Nesta will be like, middle of the night and go wake them up for some reason because Cassian doesn't let her because they're now in
And
love.
Cassian catches them and she says, guess what? I'm pulling in my bargain. Don't tell a soul, you prick.
Boom!
They fuck off and they do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money. Forgot about the bargain.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's our best prediction yet.
That's our best prediction. So we're going to leave it at that. One more prediction is the amount of fucking times that Eris has mentioned that Moore knows something and hasn't told anyone.
Yeah.
If we don't
I think it's next book.
If we don't find out this book, I'm going to be livid.
No, I'm telling you, the next book is going to be called something about that. Truths and Lies or fucking...
A court of liars and cheaters.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So, we're at 20 chapters left.
We've got 20 chapters. Okay. So, what are you going to say? I think I know what you're going to say.
Here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. If we finish the book, we can't do as an in-depth of a fucking thing as this. We can. To be fair, we could. Okay. If we finish the book, I'm more than happy to do a really long episode next episode, right? But halfway through, I need a snack break.
I tell you...
I'm starving.
So, there's 20 chapters left. I reckon, put it to the comments, the episode, no matter what, will be shorter than 2 1-hour-long episodes just because if you want it, you're the one who's going to be talking more because that's our thing.
Yeah.
How many comments to get 20 chapters instead of 10 and finish the book?
Well, this is going to be a Patreon only.
Why?
Because
Why?
Because by the time this comes out next Friday,
Oh, you won't know.
we will
So if
not
you want
know.
to say be on Patreon, that works. How many?
But on Patreon, 50.
50 comments.
Yeah.
So we get like fucking 60 now.
On Patreon.
Yeah.
I do actually reply to them and I've noticed there is a lot.
Yeah.
100.
100
comments. If you're listening to this on Patreon, 100 comments and we'll read the rest of the book and the
finish
next
it.
episode you hear will be the whole thing.
Yeah. And we will know. Yeah. Okay. I like that.